All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
The bucket!
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Stanley bucket. Stanley bucket. Oh, wow. What? What? That's odd. A balloon on you. Odd place to put them. Okay. Oh, the new content door's gone. Boo! I want my new content. They have a door into the new content. Boo.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Do we have much left to do? Oh, yeah, we do.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
See? The bucket knows where it's at.
And here it was.
Hot
Had
A.
the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Where would we be without it? Oh, it's Charlie Bucket, isn't it? What was I thinking? Stanley Bucket. Give me coffee.
Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure. Stanley reflected on all they'd been through
They've
together.
re-recorded
First,
so many of
walking
these
through
lines
door
just
on
because the
right,
bucket.
Then walking to the lounge, then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired.
Can't do anything with the bucket.
Perhaps this was where the bucket felt most truly at home. Here in the employee lounge. Perhaps it's the only place a bucket can even feel at home.
Oh. I mean, it is a pretty awesome room. It's not room for many employees, but, you know.
Stanley decided to just give the bucket absolutely as much time as it needed to be in the lounge. Clearly, the bucket and the employee lounge shared a special connection.
Yes, most definitely. Don't forget he's gonna say anything more.
But finally, the bucket was done being in the lounge, and they took the first open door on their left to get back to business.
Boom, boom.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top.
It
There's
did,
something
Dave.
up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Oh, good.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone, and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Well, this. When you put it like that, how about now?
Oh, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone?
Gee,
Were
why?
you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke.
Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket.
Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is.
There is?
It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
Yes.
What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies?
This is way better than the other video.
Can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper.
Okay.
If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76
No, they just
degrees
look at me and
Fahrenheit,
burst
with
into
one of your
laughter.
arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming,
Okay.
"I'm Dunny with the funny"
I'm
now.
Dunny with the funny. I'm Dunny with the funny. Do you have to do it in that voice? Oh, it died. Or did I die? I'm Dunny with the funny. Let's do it in the... Oh,
This saying is a perfect example of
I
expectations
don't know what happened there.
management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally,
Was that
it's
comedic
time
timing?
to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all.
oh wow.
Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, with each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threatened our very existence,
Wait, what?
and
Excuse
will
me?
very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles.
The
All of us
12
must be prepared to give
legged
our
what?
lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Oh wow. Are you Dunny with the funny?
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter.
Just a
I
bit.
think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind,
But
I
what
believe
about
the
my
only
back-
way forward is for us to
back
return
second
to
crack
the two
curl?
doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
I liked it when the game was falling apart, to be honest. Okay. How different is this going to be? Well, it's got the things on the side again. So it's not completely different.
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The
okay.
king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we had the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now. Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure.
No.
The bucket spoke to Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
Wait, did that just open? Sounded like a door open. Or was it just this? I think I had that problem last time. Doop-doop-doo. Me and my little pet.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Maybe not. Ooh. Because it's not breaking apart now, so it's not all... It's just blackness.
What?
Oh, shit, man.
We're back at the phone already? No, what's going on? There were supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point.
We're supposed to
a
stop
dramatic
you going
display
through
of
that.
remarkable comedic wit, which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off.
It's all the bucket's
Joke
fault.
will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the 2 doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't
You have.
deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing.
Wait, you're the king of
I'm
comedy?
not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think
Funny?
I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video again.
Oh, no.
Surely that will help me improve my... Here we go. You ready?
Wait, what?
When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Kind of want to go see the instructional video again now.
What? We're back at the phone already?
Is it going to
No,
just
no.
repeat like it did? Yeah, I was going to say. I wonder if it'll
Here
keep
we
doing
go.
it.
You ready? When
You ready?
Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
I'm going to try... if it's like the normal version, it's just going to keep doing this. But I just want to check.
What? We're back at the phone already? No.
Yeah, okay. Fine.
Here we go. You ready?
I thought I would at
When
least try
Stanley
it.
and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Fine.
No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to
Wow,
be ridiculed in
I'm
the community
Jim,
of other
actually.
joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
Stanley, you
Wait,
love the
what?
bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes.
Oh my god.
Let me try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with the bucket you are.
This is
No?
definitely quite different from the...
Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame. Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so metal. I think I saw it playing guitar. No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole
Stanley
point.
I don't think it's Stanley holding the bucket down there.
Jokes. I need more instructional
Jukes.
videos. That's exactly what it is.
Oh, definitely.
That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos. Let's see.
Okay. Yeah, that was a bit different from the depressing one that we had before. It was like, Stanley? Please talk to me, Stanley. I don't know. The only pun he had though was pale. That was quite abrupt. Can we get the
All of
white
his
book
co-workers
ending?
were gone. What could it mean?
Yes!
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Whiteboard ending success. I'm quite happy here. Thank you very much. Right, that's the ending, guys. Thanks so much for watching. We've reached the ultimate ending. I mean, I know it's not the broom closet ending, but okay, fine. We bet. My cat is scratching at my chair. Don't mind me.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
It did make a difference. I found the whiteboard ending. Wait, the chair. Oh.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I've just realised I don't have the bucket. Let's go back this way.
This was not the correct
'Cause
way to the meeting room, and
wanna get the
Stanley knew
normal
it perfectly well. Perhaps he
endings
wanted to stop by the
for,
employee lounge first, just to admire it.
The wife one and that.
The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Oh, I should have got the other way. I could have got the speed run ending.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Ooh! Ooh! Ah, shit. There's a reason why. Oh, ooh. Ooh. Now I'm stuck. Yes. I thought I
You
saw
found
it.
one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley.
No,
God
I
knows
mean,
that's
it's
right.
really satisfying.
So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
I'm savouring it right now. And it's gone. We're going to have to kill ourselves, aren't we? Because we can't get anywhere from here. Can we? Hello? Mr. Narrator, would you like to save me? It's like, no, because you went the wrong way. Oh, there's a vent. Ooh. It's dark. Ooh. What happened? Wait, what? And I was about to kill myself. What is this?
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path.
What the hell?
The office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten
Is this where the
path
narrator
that it
lives?
seemed the office had begun. So far
Are
off
we
the
on
beaten
the
path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it
We like
seemed the
down on
office
the
had begun.
factory floor.
So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed. You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording?
Yes.
It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's
What, like the
kind
bucket?
of twist you think is revelatory.
Well, you told
I
me
bet
the bucket
each and
wasn't talking to me,
every
you
time watch
asshole.
a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you.
Life being an
I am quite
unending
simple.
waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
Wow. 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 Guilt tripping much? You've made me sad. F you. I never want to make you sad, narrator, I promise. Was this in the original game? I don't think so. And we're back. Okay.
Even
Boys.
now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
Who was paying enough attention to remember?
No matter how hard Stanley
It was a
looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Photo. Perhaps. It looked like a Windows. It was one of the, like these. These are photos, right? Could be a painting for all I know. Right. So. Well, now I gotta do it with the wife. Let's see how that ends. The almighty bucket. I am at your whim. I mean, I guess it is a pail because it's got. So it's a, I mean, pail, bucket, it's the same. I know, but anyway, pick it up.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Either that or he was having a heart attack.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I really think the bucket wants to
This
see the
was
rest
not
of the
the
break
correct
room
way
again.
to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the
Party!
meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was.
Because the bucket
How
told me so.
insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left
Bloody
to go
bucket.
back to the meeting room.
Do you think the baby...
No.
Said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top.
Do you
There's
think
something
the
up there
bucket
I
wants
need
to meet
you
the
to do.
baby?
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was
think we
firmly
should-
convinced that the
I think we
bucket
should
had spoken to him, and he
introduce the
unthinkingly
bucket to the
did
baby.
whatever the bucket asked.
Except for when he didn't. I got a treat.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game.
Gonna
if
rip
not
the
addressed quickly and properly.
multiverse in half.
So much of the impact of
I'll
the
rip
story
it
is
asunder.
dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket.
Am I gonna get an instructional video?
Step in here for a moment.
Oh no. I'm not gonna get an instructional video. I'm gonna get absolutely something wrong done to me. This is not gonna be pretty, guys. He's gonna stick the bucket on my head and then tickle me until I go, I give up. What is... I still have buckets, so that's promising.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay,
Okay.
let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Ooh. Don't know, guys. This is a tough one. I think... What should we do? Should we say yes or no?
Correct. It
Wait,
is
what?
a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Fair. Fair. Very fair.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
I don't think that was.
Correct.
Oh,
It
I'm
is
so
a
good at this
3D
game.
printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
I'm so good at this game. I'm going to pass with flying colours. Well, maybe the
Item
thing...
3. Is this a bucket?
I think the one I'm carrying is a 3D printed bucket. Not an actual one.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
Oh. Well, I suck then.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Oh, totally. Absolutely.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
But I think it's like a double-sized bucket. That's what it is.
Is this a bucket?
Definitely. That's a KFC-sized bucket.
Correct.
Yay!
This is a bucket.
If you say so. This is definitely not for kids.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
I love the way it says bucket.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Ah, that's called cheating. You can't do that on a quiz show.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Perhaps. I'm holding on to it.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Oh, this is a deep question, guys. Is nothing a bucket? Yes.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer
Well, let
this
me through the
question with
door then.
confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is?
Oh,
Am I a bucket?
existential crisis time.
Stanley, I can't keep
Oh.
doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry.
I mean, it is a
I'm
bucket.
going to
It's a really
erase
nice
all
bucket. Have you
buckets
seen
from
it?
the game
It's
entirely.
kind of hot.
Okay, here we go.
I mean, it doesn't talk to me like you do, but... Oh, okay.
What happened? Is everything gone?
The
Why
bucket's
did everything
controlling
disappear?
everything.
Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket
I'm
either.
Jim.
Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue.
Wait, that means I
But
have
it
to still
doesn't
make
change the
YouTube
fact
videos,
that we
doesn't it?
haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person. All right, here we go.
I'm not really running into anybody else in this game, to be fair, but... Well, that means we can't take the bucket to the baby! Boo! We could have maybe put out the fire with the bucket. Fine.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had the confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
I mean, I'm holding it more than
Stanley
embracing it,
clutched
but
the
okay.
bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Oh, I need the white.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind.
No.
The bucket was wrong.
Whatever.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No, he did not.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good.
Yes,
said the
definitely that.
bucket.
Now ride the lift all the
Welcome
way
to
to
the
the top.
British Empire.
There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Yes, master.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
I mean, it's quite bright. It's not really dark. Any trophies around here? Random things we could jump up on? Right, let's answer the phone this time.
Now pick up the phone.
Said
Yes,
the bucket.
so master
Pick
full
up the
bucket.
phone and it will take us back home where we can go about life together.
Ooh, hello. Do we have a special bucket wife? We have a white screen, that's what we have. For extended length of time.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use
And now
a
I
friend.
regret
And
it.
then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
We have a much nicer place than we did in the original game. Now we have a bucket. Hello, Stanley. It's me, your bucket. Press triangle to take me to work with you. Okay.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely
Where is
meant
it?
to provide the comforting glow of
I'm
companionship.
not holding it.
It doesn't literally talk and give you orders.
But I was a bit of
Whatever
a knob.
Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Well, we can't interact with anything, so... Press left to take me back home with you. Okay.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this,
Oh, he
obsessing
loves
over
his
an inanimate metal
bucket.
object.
Everybody,
I want to say something to
don't
him, but I
kink
don't
shame.
know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
I only listen to the bucket. Where is the bucket? Where's my bucket? You stole it from us, sir. Press down to go back to work.
Well, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me?
Oh,
Listen to
Stanley.
me. It's just a bucket. It can't think.
Don't
it can't
say
talk.
such a thing.
All it will ever truly do for you is
Lies.
effectively transfer
Oh,
a liquid
lies.
from one location to a different location.
That's kind of
it.
useful.
It doesn't do anything else.
Don't listen to the loud man. Press triangle for us to go back home.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful
Would you
bucket,
kindly?
his stupid hunk of metal.
Press triangle to ignore anyone in your life except for me. Oh, that sounds like bliss. Holy shit.
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this
Join the
cold,
office in the
empty
nighttime
bucket, this
mode.
sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
It does. You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Press X to go back home. I mean, we're quite efficient at our job and
closer
going
inspection,
back
that
home.
it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say?
Even he's
Sturdier,
being won over.
more capable of transporting liquid.
See?
Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
It's awesome. The bucket is everything. We hail to the bucket. Press triangle to believe this same day with me. To relive this same day with me. Over and over.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel
not
some need
just
to
a
point out the
bucket.
ways in which it's
You
so
lie.
much more than just a regular bucket?
You just don't understand, narrator. It's love. It's life. Press X to go home to work to home to work to home. Is never the end. Is never.
I'm having feelings. The
Ooh.
bucket. No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong
Loving
with me?
the
I don't
life thing
understand.
changes.
Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes.
Precious.
The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
We're gonna have a séance. This is disconcerting. The bed has a side of the bucket has a side of the bed preference, apparently.
Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it
No.
to me. Give me the bucket,
No,
Stanley.
never.
I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or I'll...
Close your eyes. Wow. Go back to work, Stanley. Okay. Whatever you say, bucket. Nobody must have my bucket. It is mine. All mine. I will complete this game with this bucket. Bucket? Are you still with me,
Just a step
bucket?
through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
As long as, but only.
Warmth spread
If I have
through
the
Stanley's
bucket.
arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
No, I was home.
Stanley clutched the bucket
And then we
tightly
came
to his
here.
chest and entered the door on his left.
Picking up the phone. We just did that, so yeah, let's go this way, I guess. We'll go to work. We need more planks. Well, that's not what was on the... Retrieve Chris's remains. What happened to Chris? Is this some kind of... to get up on the desk. Oh, made it. Aha! It doesn't come up with the "you can't jump" trophy. Does that not work on PlayStation 4? What's this? The Stanley trophies! That's funny. Good luck! Okay. So in this new version they've become obsessed with them. Okay. Let's see. Bucket. Meet broom closet.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you?
Everybody
Aura of
wants
jealousy?
the bucket.
It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can
Well,
really feel
let's
it now.
let it have it then.
It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom
I
closet
mean,
is
it
trying to say
does.
here. It's supposed to go with
There's
the
no
other cleaning
broom or mop
supplies.
here, but
Good for you, Stanley.
well, there is,
Don't
yeah.
give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong.
I mean,
This
there's
is
a
your
better bucket here.
This
but...
is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this
As long as I get the
broom
broom
closet for a
closet
variety of reasons. Even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your
closet,
life is
what
so
dare you?
banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments.
Where's the
Expand on the
table?
wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
No, I won't. My bucket, my broom closet.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all.
Okay.
Here we go. There. Now it's settled.
Property
No more
of
debate,
Stanley.
no more discussion. Take a hike.
My
through the closet.
bucket.
All the meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Yeah, you've been told broom closet. My bucket. You
All
you
right,
already
I've
have
got
a
second
bucket.
sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well
Okay.
because I think it's appropriate. You see, I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket.
No
That way, if
way!
you're ever
A
unsure whether the
bucket!
thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, "Ah, it's a bucket."
Oh, we could have done with that
There
down
really is
in
a
the
wide
other
variety
room.
of applications for this sticker.
Okay. I mean, I thought it was all obvious it was a bucket, but I think
You know
after
what?
doing that,
I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Oh, I love this game so much. Seriously. He's just like, yeah, toodles. I'm gonna leave it a minute. See if he does anything. But you know, at least I have stickers now. So, nanny. I don't think he's gonna say anything, is he? Fine. Narrator? Oh, that's not as fun as when he, like, does the whole... The person at the keyboard is dead.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Or not. Ooh. Here are glowing. Ooh.
Another miniature Stanley
Hi!
figurine. This,
Yay!
you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things.
Funko
What about
Pop.
Mini
Bobblehead.
stands. Stanley figs. Or what about Stanlerines?
I like
I
Stanley
think I like
figs.
that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
No, I like Stanley Fig. Or mini stands was pretty good actually. Mini stands or Stanley Figs. Wasn't a fan of the Stanlerine. Yeah, let's get this one out of the way.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the
he just
possibility of
couldn't.
facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fined for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed
looking for a
everyone
Stanley
had
fig.
vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley.
That maybe he
Maybe,
is.
he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Yeah,
He looked down
just
at the
live with
bucket
it.
in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but
Yes.
said nothing at all. Well, that's strange, Stanley.
At least he returned a
Usually the
look.
bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal,
But it's got my name
everyday
on it.
bucket.
It's
Someone
got my
else's
name on it.
bucket,
It is my
perhaps.
bucket.
How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this.
Oh, wait,
Who
where'd
knows
the
what
bucket go?
sorts of bizarre
Where'd
hallucinations
the bucket go?
Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd.
Bucket.
And now he felt himself
Put it
floating off the
back.
ground.
I had stickers and everything.
Gracious, he exclaimed.
Oh, well,
Without
let's
my
take that.
bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
Could it
Do
truly
you think
be?
Mariella
He
will
rushed
find a
forward
bucket
from
next?
room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley. Find me.
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly,
Which one has a
froze dead
sticker
in
on?
his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from.
It was the
real
narrator.
bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Oh, okay. And it turned out the bucket was on his head the whole time.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Okay, let's see what happens to...
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was.
At least that version of the
This
ending was
man
shorter than
had
the
no
normal
bucket.
version.
Of course he'd gone mad, ranting
didn't have a
and raving
bucket.
about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him.
That's
Perhaps
it.
he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought.
Just
And she
the
hugged her
worst.
own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backed
Oh, hey, yeah.
all the way to work.
I wonder how her bucket talks to her. That sounds rude, actually. Can I take that back? You know what? I think Mario's a bit of a bitch, to be honest.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial
Does it still
happen
have
while
my
my
sticker
senses
on
were
it?
turned? He made a note
It
to be
still
more
has a
careful with
bucket
time
sticker.
from now
It
on.
has my stickers on it still. Yay! It's my bucket and nobody else may have it. Yes! That's amazing. I'm glad that kept it on. I was worried I was going to have to get it back or something. Yay!
Stanley
My
picked up the
bucket.
bucket and smiled.
My bucket.
He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Wait. There's something I did not... we'll have to do it another time. Let's go up to the boss's office. I need to find... none in here.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours.
I want all the
Alas,
stickers.
No stickers.
Well, that's unacceptable. Go down Tesco's and buy some. Are you gonna go buy some stickers? No? I want like a little star or something on it. Fine. Fine. Didn't need your
Coming to a
stickers anyway.
staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Oh, wait.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley?
Ooh,
What
Figgly!
name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of
Oh,
happiness
Figgly.
that you
No.
get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
I want to name a pet Figgly now. That's amazing. I'm going to stick with Stanley Figs, though, to be honest. Still no reflection. It's nice, good to know. We got... Stanley, could we be in here with the bucket? Do 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 do. Stanley, come on! Yes, Mrs. Tune. I'm glad this still works. Okay, fine. It was worth checking, it still worked. There's no figglies, mini figs, mini stands. Right, can we get this?
Stepping
Ah! Okay. I was a bit worried then. I was like, can I make it work? I'm curious to see what this will do with the bucket, to be honest. Ooh. Oh no, it's a broom closet. It's all dark in here now. Baby, when the lights go out. halfway to getting to the figglies. Don't know where the others would be. Mind you, I've really not done this path much, so. Yeah, just checking. I could really go for the adventure line right now. I bet you there's a mini stands on the adventure line. It's interesting that door's open before you go in that room. Was it always open? It wasn't on any of these desks, was it? I haven't heard the glowy sound. Is this just going to be the fire? That was a really weird end. This was a really weird ending on the PC version. You are now leaving. We are. Can we have the lift with the music? That'd be awesome. I don't remember there being doors there. Right. Problem is we don't have a run button. We move really slowly. Hello? Yeah, I don't think there's any, so I'm gonna, and he's not here, so let's see, let's just get to the top, shall we? This is like a carpet. What's going on? Oh, there. Hello? Oh, it's actually an animation now. Oh! Oh! Oh, he's sending the bucket off. That's creepy. Creepy perv, Stanley. You're being a creepster. You know you could stand in there with it, right? Oh. You stupid moron. What a twat. But oh. Oh, not so much because it cut really badly on the original version. I always felt like there was something missing, so that was amazing. And again, just what an idiot. Okay. I don't remember where the last.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I don't remember where the
Stanley
last.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he
PC
had simply
is.
missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Ah, there. Well, I want to get the bucket before we do that because I want to know if this will have any effect. Wait, where's my bucket? But my bucket, guys. I'm gonna cry now. I've actually just got chills. Where's my bucket? Bucket? Are you kidding me? I wasn't supposed to do that yet.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Oh yeah, the last one is his one, so we got to do one more reset. But bucket. What? How do I get bucket back? How do I get bucket back? Have I got to reset my data?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, maybe if we get through... I bet you they're not talking about the... Oh, they are still talking about the figurines. Okay. We collect that off the screen.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there
Because
was
it's
nothing
the
here,
best.
so he turned around and got back on track.
He didn't. He needs to make up for losing his bucket, so he needs the broom closet to keep him company.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
I'm actually feeling really down now, guys. I lost my bucket.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything.
I want
At least if there was something to
hang
interact
myself with the
he'd be
duct tape.
justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Ooh!
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler
Nearly?
Marines. Very soon,
The
you'll collect the
Figgly
last one,
Marines.
and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll
Woo!
be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler
No,
Marines.
that's true.
None of us can.
Once you start, you just have to finish. That's just the way it is. I'm going deeper underground. I'm really having bucket withdrawals right now. It's unacceptable.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his
There could be
job.
other reasons for
Why
that.
did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
You know what? I've never tried going back up again. I've never tried that.
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't
just
wait to
messing with
find
you.
out.
I'm just messing with you, dude. It's way too much fun. I want to see if there's another figurine.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office.
Woo!
Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look
I
at
know,
the
right?
office again.
It's the
This has
best.
fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated.
It's like a whole new
Keen eye
MCU.
for storytelling that you have. An incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow. I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Eight.
We'll go back down then. I'm sure you're so excited. Ready? This is going to be exciting. Are you
Incredible.
bolted?
Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
I know, right?
Surely this time Stanley will walk forward into the spooky corridor, won't he?
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No.
No.
It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
Oh my god, if it's the boss's office, I will be just absolutely... My mind will be blown. Ready, people? This could be shocking. This could be absolutely just the most shocking thing you've ever found out. Guess what's here, people? Yes, it's...
Oh my god. It's the boss's office.
The music there, that was perfect.
This absolutely changes everything for me.
Oh, definitely.
Give me a time out here for a minute while I process this.
What? Oh my god. Loading.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No! No, wait! No! I need more time to process.
Buffering. That's brilliant. I can't believe I never thought to do this before.
All right. I have fully come to terms with it.
Good.
I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality. As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley.
I am now officially Master Stanley. My life is complete. Are you ready, Loretta? Are you ready? This is gonna be fun. Ready?
Of course. Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure,
Well, we
now
couldn't
it's
go anywhere
obvious,
else.
but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
Fair, fair. You know what I think we should do? I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced of what's up there. I don't think the narrator is either. Darn.
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator.
I mean, we've
But
seen
the
it like
suspense,
4 times at this
the
point.
agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting.
Well, let's just stay here then.
Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow? There we go. Isn't this so much more
wow.
exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want
Yeah,
big,
played too much Five Nights at
explosive
Freddy's,
moments
that's pretty
flung
much.
right in their faces
Call of
from
Duty.
the very moment that things get started.
This is going to take us
Where's
forever
the
to get up there.
tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters?
People are too lazy these
Why
days.
aren't we given time to imagine the surprises?
Everybody just wants
To have a
everything
think
now.
And to anticipate, and then to marvel at the eventual reveal. This
is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years. And it's really all
in
because
that?
of you.
Where?
You're the one who took this
I wanna go
bold
there.
step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything
haven't.
else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered
Me
to.
too.
We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital.
That's why we now have
and
the Ultra
alive.
Deluxe, sir.
That's why people like you so much, Stanley. Because you're not afraid to spit
Oh,
in
we're
the
going
face
faster.
of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you.
I
Which
am
is why-
Master Stanley.
Though I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you, so that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the
They
impact
should
you
do.
have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better. Oh, good, we're here.
We're back in Superliminal. Where's the
Okay,
bin
the
that
room where we're holding the press
pukes out
conference
the...
should be just around the corner here somewhere.
Stanley. Live on the stage. World's healthiest woman being. Oh, human being, sorry. The pyramid. Oh my god. Wow. Stanley is the greatest. I mean, he's the man of our times.
Ah, yes, here it is, just through this door.
Wait, this door? Oh, the door on the end. But I think should be like 427. Stage door. World's first sentient machine. Okay.
All right, are you ready? I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry, you'll do great. Just be yourself
47.
and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley. Okay, it looks like
that
they're
means a
ready for
lot.
you. Go get them.
There's a lot. Narrator. You're by my side, right? Narrator's proud of me. Oh god. It's blinded. Hello? Hi everybody, I'm Stanley. Stanley. And he had a heart attack. Wow, I got famous from having the best thinking mind. Okay, yeah, but we want the bucket. I don't want to do the
Stanley knew the
buttons
office
ending.
layout like the back of his hand. It was
Oh.
only a matter of time before he found the others.
The
wherever they
bucket's
were.
back!
Just a matter of time.
Wait! It just occurred to me though. I can't do the buttons ending. And with
And
the
try
bucket.
not to lose this one too, you dolt.
Because the door shuts. Oh crap. Oh crap. Okay. Okay.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and
And
entered the door
ran
on his
away.
left.
I got bucket back, guys! Yay! Okay, let's have an ending. Because we're getting near the end of this part, and yeah,
Turning
I
to
don't
a
know.
staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of... But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was
Yeah, the bucket told me.
guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Oh, absolutely.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Yeah, except we're gonna try this ending with the bucket.
Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again.
Oh,
The bucket
really?
said nothing.
Really? Okay, let's try the number 3. I got the trophy for pressing 8.
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He
Okay.
took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and over. Well, he said, the number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life.
It's sort of
Stanley
nothing
looked
more.
expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent. This was a shock to Stanley, who had always felt such a connection with the bucket. How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him? Once Stanley
Stuck-up
had
arsehole.
enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
Okay, we'll try it one more time. Okay, fine. We'll get back on the elevator. If you insist. Ah, all such stuck-up
Perhaps the
gears.
bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
Well, screw the bucket then. Go back to the broom closet.
A hint of regret nagged in the back of Stanley's mind. Should he demonstrate the number 3 for the bucket again?
Yes. Definitely.
No, 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 said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel. He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
Come on, this number 3 is the best. Oh, unless I walk into something.
Here we go, said Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears. And the whole time, He looked to his bucket for a reaction of some kind. Anything to let him know
And it's still
that
not
the bucket
talking to him.
appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all, only silence. Crushed by a wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator.
I'm gonna try with free. Fine. I'm dejected, and I'm also stuck on geometry. Are you happy now, Bucket?
Stanley and the bucket were so close. They'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's? The question caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator. He knew that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear
Maybe you
friend.
can come on stage
Surely
with
there was
me.
a solution, mustn't there be?
Now what's the narrator gonna do?
Ah, said Stanley. I know what to do. I know how to fully express this feeling in my heart. He decided right then and there that he would hold a press conference where he would speak to the public on all matters relating to pressing the number 3 over and over.
Good
He
plan.
would elaborate fully on what the number 3 meant to him and why he felt so alive when pressing it. Then the bucket would be able to see his joy through the eyes of others. It would get to see
We are
the
so
world
ended up in a
react to
padded
this
cell.
discovery of Stanley's. And it would be through the public eye that the bucket would finally understand Stanley's.
Oh, we get back here. Okay.
For months, he advertised and marketed his press conference, building excitement around it, developing and rehearsing it, until it couldn't be refined a single measure further. When the big day arrived, Stanley was as prepared as he'd ever been for anything in his life.
Come, Bucket. Come. We shall show the world the power of free.
This was it. One last chance to win the bucket over. One opportunity to share a true connection with a loved one.
I mean, is the bucket as proud of me as you were, though, narrator? That's the question.
There was no one
Oh.
to hear. Nobody had come to the press conference to hear Stanley speak, to listen to him talk about what it really means to press the number 3 on a keypad over and over. He was
All the
unloved,
morons.
uninteresting, he was a failure. And in that moment, Stanley
Wow.
knew that the bucket would never again take him seriously. There would be no connection,
Free.
no deeper understanding. The bucket merely sat there in his arms, indifferent. And so it began that slowly, over many years, the two of them grew
What it
more and more
really
distant.
means
They
to
spoke
press the
less and
number
less, neither wishing to state the obvious, that any sense of real respect between them had eroded since that day at the press conference. There would be no more games, no more long conversations about passion and pursuit, only a
Screw you,
silence
Bucket.
that consumed the space between friends. And Stanley, having for once in his life discovered the warmth and comfort of true companionship, was cast back into the unremarkable normalcy of loneliness.
Oh, wow. Oh. Wow. It's depressing. Wow. Okay. The end. Yeah, but never at the end is never the end still, so, you know. Wow. That's strangely upsetting. Hmm. Okay. Ready, guys? Oh. Butter. Yeah, they're still turned back on, so yeah, there's still no way of turning them. Buttons. Buttons. I'm in heaven. Okay, so I am going to end this part here, guys, in the bliss that is the button room. So there are still a good number of endings, you know, in the normal game that I've not completed, but also, obviously, with the bucket. Apparently, the bucket essentially adds like an extra 20 endings to what already existed or so. So yeah, and obviously I've done some. But my question is, I mean, obviously I'm going to keep playing this. Obviously I'm going to complete all the endings. But my question to you guys is, do you want to see me complete the game with the bucket endings? Because they are, I mean, they're still funny, and but they are significantly different from what have come before. So yeah, please let me know what you would be, if you would be happy to watch more. I'm genuinely interested, but I get, having already played the game and uploaded my playthrough of it, I get it can be repetitive, but clearly it is so different and so funny, the new endings. So yeah, but I'm gonna leave this for here now, guys. I'm still enjoying this game. I just recently watched IGN's review of it, and they said that the extra content, like the dialogue, is a bit blunt because you already know what's coming, and I guess, but I've not really found, I've still found it exceptionally entertaining, so on point, very sharp wit, and highly entertaining. I've not found it boring at all. I won't lie, I feel like it takes too much advantage of the whole, you know, like talking a lot while you're just stood there and can't do anything, or you don't want to do anything because you're listening. I think it's a bit indulgent at times, but that would probably be my only issue. Otherwise, highly entertaining, really funny, and yeah, I'm so glad I got this on the console. I highly recommend it. I also really, honestly, check out the link on part 1, the QR code that is available from the merch stall in the Stanley Parable to foyer. The video they've got on there, the Stanley Parable sequel and you, is hilarious. It's so funny, you know, about how children are, you know, the adults are sequels to children, and stuff like that. It is so funny. It's like a good 20 minutes long or so. It's really entertaining. I highly recommend it. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. Please take care, share your thoughts, please let me know if you want to keep watching, and I'll see you somewhere down the line. Bye.